Desiree here from I Can You Can Vegan, and today I am back with my very last video that I'm going to be shooting in my home.
Oh my God!
As y'all know, if you've been following along, I announced that I was moving out of the country in a few posts back, and it's actually happening. Like, we're legit moving out. Somebody's coming to pick up this artwork tomorrow. Somebody's coming to pick up the sideboard tonight. So it's actually going down and I can't believe it. So if you tune into future videos, you might notice that the setup is gonna look a little different, but we just gotta kind of go with it, okay? So today's topic is actually about 5 things that I noticed after going vegan. I feel like people talk about going vegan all the time, but I feel like I don't see enough content about what changes people have experienced after doing so. So that's why I'm here. A little backstory, I went vegan back in 2017. I love documentaries of all kinds. So one day I was just chilling at home, Netflixing, and I came across What the Health and Food Choices. The short of it is I watched both of those documentaries and was like, okay, I think I need to make some changes. And so after that, I kind of went vegan overnight. I had a few setbacks in the very beginning because I wasn't very familiar with how to travel as a vegan. Like, I didn't know about Happy Cow and all the different resources out there. So I just kind of like fell back into my ways. I think I was still eating fish at the time or something because I didn't know what else to eat. So anyway, after I came back home, I buckled down and I powered through, and here I am, a whole blog, and how many years later, 6, 7 years later, whatever it is, and I'm still doing it, and I'm happy to be doing it. So yeah, here are some of the changes that I noticed. Number 1, my relationship with food changed. Now you may be asking yourself, well, how did your relationship with food change, Desiree? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Before I went vegan, I feel like, I was eating kind of the standard American diet. I tried to do my best to eat pretty healthy. But I was still eating all the things. I am from North Carolina, so barbecue is definitely a thing here. And, we like grilled food. We love the barbecue. We love all the things. Typical foods that people eat, that's what I was eating. I feel like because of the way that I was eating, it didn't allow for a lot of discovery. For example, I didn't grow up eating avocados, which is something that is a mainstay in my refrigerator at this point. Eggplant, I buy eggplant and consume it regularly, but just something as basic as onions and bell pepper. Y'all, growing up, I did not like onion and bell pepper. My dad makes amazing baked beans, and he would always put onions and bell pepper in the dish, but for me, he would do something a little special and just like make them big so it'd be easy for me to take out. But I didn't like bell peppers and onions. But after I went vegan, I started trying new recipes and revisiting old foods that I didn't really enjoy growing up and discovering new ways to eat them. And y'all, I am the bell pepper and onion queen at this point. Like, if the dish don't start with onions, what are we doing? Oh, another one I can think of is jackfruit. I definitely did not grow up eating jackfruit, but jackfruit is my best friend at this point. One of my favorite meat substitutes. It does it for me every single time. I am still venturing into the world of mushrooms. I've kind of dipped my toe in it a little bit and I like it in some ways. But anyway, it's a learning journey. It's something that I am still opening myself up to. But ever since going vegan, I have been willing and ready to try all sorts of new things. Number 2, if we have any guys in the room, you can excuse yourself for just a moment, but come back. Ladies, I don't know about y'all, but periods for me used to be traumatic. But y'all, I don't get cramps no more. I don't get cramps anymore. It's so weird because this was a change that I was not expecting to happen, because I just thought cramps were a natural part of having a period. But y'all, going vegan and changed the game for me. That is not the case anymore. I love that for me. And I hope that if you decide to go vegan, you experience this change too. I experienced small moments of uncomfortability. Is that a word? I think it's a word. But it doesn't keep me from going on about my day. Like, I am not in the bed, I am active. I feel like I can work out, I can go run my errands, I can play with my son, I can do all the things that I would normally do. And they have shortened. They are like maybe 4 or 5 days at the most at this point. I feel like they used to be pushing a whole week back in the day. Okay, another thing that changed for me after I went vegan, this is number 3. I realized that it wasn't the meat, it wasn't the animal product that I liked when it came to certain foods. It was the seasoning and the texture. So once I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, that can be recreated on a plant-based diet. So for example, one of my favorite recipes that I like to make when I'm in the mood for something like crunchy and salty, I like to make my air-fried jackfruit nuggets. Man, y'all seen that video. It's on my channel. If you don't know, definitely go check it out. So with that recipe, I've been able to recreate like a chicken nugget for me. It's crispy, it's got all the seasoning and flavor that I love, and then the middle is nice and tender. So it's a win-win situation here. A lot of people don't realize, they don't make that connection that people like chicken because of how chicken is seasoned. Nobody is out here eating boiled plain chicken. Well, people are out here eating boiled plain chicken.
You can't do it! I can't. You are stressing me the hell out.
Let's not go there. Let's reel this back in real quick. You can season up your vegetables like your jackfruit or your mushrooms the same way that you would season fried chicken and fry it up in a nice little batter, and you're good to go. There's some trial and error that you're gonna experience along the journey, but I feel like once you find that meat replacement that works for you, for some people it's jackfruit, for other folks it's mushrooms. Once you find that, it's game over. You got this. Or tofu. Tofu is also a good one too. You gotta cook it right. But tofu is also a good one too. Okay, number 4. I realized exactly how cost-effective a plant-based diet could be. So I think before I went vegan, like a lot of folks, I assumed that doing so would be super expensive. But it's really not. The part that gets expensive is when you're out here trying to buy all the vegan-friendly substitutes, which are fantastic, but that's definitely gonna run your bill up. I'm talking about like your Gardein chicken strips, or your Just Egg replacements, or your Beyond Burgers, your Impossible Burgers, your Impossible Nuggets. All of those things are not cheap. When I refer to a plant-based diet, I'm talking about your mainstays like your beans, your grains, fresh produce. Now, all fresh produce is not super inexpensive, but usually if you shop with stuff that's in season, if you create your meals around stuff that's in season, you can save some money there. I don't know about you, but I do not miss spending an arm and a leg on a piece of meat. Like, shoot, my husband, he still consumes meat. So sometimes he spends like, $10 on one cut of steak or whatever. Ain't nobody doing all that. I don't have time to be spending $10 on just one serving of something. That's wild to me. Like, we ain't in a restaurant, we at the grocery store. It shouldn't cost that much.
I know that's right.
Things that I do purchase for my meals these days are typically very much so plant-based. And of course, I get some snacks every now and then, of course, because you gotta live life, and I love cold cereal too. So I also will spend money on that. Being vegan can be cost-effective, and it's a whole lot cheaper than a regular omnivore diet. So don't let these people fool you out here.
No.
So last but not least, number 5 is I don't get the itis anymore. Y'all know what the itis is. After you get a nice little plate of food, you consume it, and next thing you know, you're ready to take a nap. Y'all, that doesn't happen to me anymore. That doesn't happen to me. For Thanksgiving, a lot of people get the itis, or like Christmas dinner, around the holidays, a lot of folks experience the itis. But that is not my story anymore, and I am so excited about that for me. I can eat a whole plate of vegan food and not be tired, and like have really gone in. Like, for the holidays, I like to cook it up. I'm talking about mac and cheese, I'm talking candy yams, some dinner rolls, some collard greens. I mean, all of that. And at the end, I'm like, okay, so what we about to do next? Meanwhile, everybody else is sitting around ready to take a nap, child. Imagine that. That's not my case anymore. I can go and, I can take a nap if I want to because I'm grown, and naps are always welcome. But I don't feel like I need to take a nap. The foods that I'm eating these days don't make me feel sluggish, and I love that. Like, I never knew how much of a lift off my shoulders that would be to just be able to eat food and not have to worry about feeling like I need to tap out. That's something different right there. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So that concludes my list of my top 5 things that have happened to me or that I've experienced after going vegan. I want you to share your top 5 things in the comments below, or just a few things that maybe you've noticed along your journey. Even if you haven't been on the journey for that long or you're just starting, sometimes it does take a little while for our bodies to adjust and to actually notice some of the changes that are happening. But if you have noticed anything, it could just be, I don't know, you get better sleep at night, or you just feel more energized. I want to hear about your experiences in the comments below so that we can continue to encourage other people who are vegan curious, I might say. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye.